The story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. A story of sabr, jihad, and tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today, we'll go over the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam from his trials to his blissful end, inshallah. Yusuf was the beloved son of Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, having 11 brothers, but he and his youngest brother, Binyamin, were from the same mother. Yusuf's other brothers were older half-brothers. One morning, young Yusuf awoke delighted by a pleasant dream. He ran to his father, excitedly telling him,
إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين.
Prophet Yaqub was overjoyed, realizing Yusuf was chosen by Allah to be a prophet. However, Yaqub warned his son Yusuf not to share his dream with his older brothers, fearing they might plot against him out of jealousy. And as time went on, Yusuf's brothers grew increasingly jealous, feeling that Yusuf was being specially treated by their father and they were not. Their jealousy turned to hatred and they devised a plan to get rid of Yusuf. And so they approached their father, asking if Yusuf could come with them to play. A reluctant Yaqub expressed his concern, saying,
قال إني ليحزنني أن تذهبوا به وأخاف أن يأكله الذئب وأنتم عنه غافلون.
The brothers assured their father they would protect Yusuf. The next day, they took Yusuf far away. They threw him into a well and returned home with a fabricated story. They showed Yaqub Yusuf's shirt smeared with sheep's blood, claiming, "O father, indeed we went racing with each other and left Yusuf with our possessions, and a wolf ate him." Yaqub was suspicious and remarked that the wolf must have been merciful to eat Yusuf without tearing his shirt. Yaqub prayed for Yusuf's safety, and shortly after went blind because of his grief. Meanwhile, Yusuf clung to a stone ledge inside of the wall, not knowing if he would make it out or not. Yusuf remained steadfast and pious and placed his trust in Allah. This was the first of Yusuf's trials. Soon, a caravan bound for Egypt stopped at the well. A man collecting water from the well was shocked to see Yusuf clinging to the rope. The caravan people took Yusuf to Egypt, where he was sold at an auction. The highest bidder was Al-Aziz, the chief minister of Egypt. Al-Aziz and his wife, who had no children, were captivated by Yusuf and treated him very well. Yusuf grew up to be a handsome and wise young man. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ once said that Yusuf was given half of the world's beauty. His integrity and honesty earned him a position of trust in Al-Aziz's household. Yusuf's next trial came from Zulaika, Al-Aziz's wife. She watched Yusuf day after day, her feelings intensifying to the point of obsession. One day, when her husband was away, she locked the doors and invited Yusuf to commit zina with her. Yusuf, fearing Allah, replied,
قال معاذ الله إنه ربي أحسن مثواي إنه لا يفلح الظالمون.
He ran away from her, but Zulaika chased him and tore his shirt from behind. When Al-Aziz entered the house, Zulaika falsely accused Yusuf of trying to seduce her. Yusuf denied the claim. Al-Aziz wasn't sure whom to believe. After consulting with a relative, they concluded that Yusuf was innocent because his shirt was torn from the back, not from the front, implying that she was chasing after him. This led to Zulaika being scolded and ridiculed by her husband for lying. As the incident spread, Zulaika planned to prove her attraction was irresistible. She invited women to a banquet and gave them knives to cut fruit. But when Yusuf alayhi salam entered, they were so stunned by his beauty that they cut their own hands. Zulaika then warned Yusuf that if he denied her again, he would be imprisoned. Yusuf chose imprisonment over disobedience to Allah, saying,
قال رب السجن أحب إلي مما يدعونني إليه.
In prison, Allah blessed Yusuf with the ability to interpret dreams. Two of his fellow prisoners sought his help. One dreamt of serving the king wine, and the other dreamt of birds eating bread from his head. Yusuf interpreted their dreams. The cupbearer would return to his position, and the chef would be crucified. Yusuf asked the cupbearer to mention him to the king, but he forgot, and Yusuf remained in prison for several more years. One day, the king had a troubling dream of 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones, and 7 green ears of grain being devoured by 7 dry ones. The cupbearer remembered Yusuf and told the king about him. Yusuf was brought in by the king and interpreted the dream, predicting 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine. He advised the king to store surplus grain during the good years. The king, impressed with Yusuf's ability, summoned him and cleared his name after questioning the woman involved in his previous incident. Yusuf's interpretation and advice earned him a high position in Egypt. He was made the storekeeper of the granaries, responsible for managing resources during the years of abundance and famine. When the famine reached Canaan, Yaqub alayhi salam sent his sons to Egypt to buy supplies. Yusuf recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him. He provided for them generously, and then later secretly informed Binyamin of his true identity right before they left back for Canaan. When his brothers returned from Canaan again for more provisions, Yusuf alayhi salam accused them of theft, and Binyamin was found with the king's cup. The brothers pleaded for his release, but Yusuf insisted Binyamin stays with him. The eldest brother stayed behind, and the others returned home to inform Yaqub, who was heartbroken but remained patient. Yaqub, still grieving, sent his sons back to Egypt. This time, Yusuf revealed his identity to all of his brothers. He forgave them, saying,
قال لا تثريب عليكم اليوم يغفر الله لكم وهو أرحم الراحمين.
Yusuf sent his shirt to his father back in Canaan. Upon smelling it, Prophet Yaqub was overjoyed, realizing it was Yusuf's shirt, and it caused him to regain his eyesight. The family was reunited in Egypt, fulfilling Yusuf's prophetic dream. The story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam is a testament to the power of patience, integrity, and unwavering faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.